going to have in terms of a unified approach to our users, as Melissa has explained. For blank media, we have already made steps where one society is going to collect and then we distribute to each of the society then equal share. I think to that level we've already agreed on equal share in blank media. We understand what blank media means. And I think somebody also, whoever asked that question about how we're going to join collect, in terms of public performance, there will be synergy of a unified approach. We're going to maybe look at our resources so that we don't extrapolate resources and we waste so much money, so that we save and we make sure that all those savings in terms of sharing offices, sharing staff, and shared approach, the savings get back to the users. Somebody also asked about what are the benefits. We believe our divisions have been doing us in more than helping us. And as much as the CMOs have been divided, and also artists and creators of works are also been divided. So we believe if they support this process, we're going to be one, we're going to help you so that you're not exploited by other content service providers. A lot of artists who make so much noise are not even members of CMOs. The benefit of being a member of these CMOs is that you have a voice, but those other ones, we know that they are businesses of individual people. You can never get into the board. So instead of artists and whoever complaining every day, the best thing, be members of these societies. A lot of these people, I can tell you, complain are not members, but they complain from others. They don't even understand the benefits. So the first thing I call upon the artists is to come, work together, move these organizations forward. In Europe, that's how it is. We can't fail. In Africa, we want to be number one. Thank you very much.
So hii ndio reason walikuwa wanakataa artist wa kule, because wabokuja kubash watu na hamwezi complain.
Okay. I'll talk about the artists, being an artist myself, and what we expect from this partnership. You know, when you come together, right now we're all going separately. At least KAMP and PRISK are together, and MCSK is taking its team out to collect. We have a lot of expenditure that we incur during a collection process. So, of course, when we come together, it means that the artists will actually get more money, or rather the rights holders, because you know that MCSK caters for the composers and authors, KAMP caters for the producers of sound recording, and PRISK caters for the performers, who are the musicians and the actors. So if we merge, not really merging, but if we have this joint collection, then it means that at least one team is going out, the expenditure is reduced, and of course more goes out to the rights holders. When we talk about the content distribution on digital platform, what we actually meant is, for example, we have recently signed with Safaricom on the Skiza deal, and I think this is like a big step, towards ensuring that the rights holders are taken care of. We have had years of when we tried to fight for the artists' rights, for them to be able to get the rightful share from the Safaricom Skiza deal. And we're going to now, this is going to have a ripple effect to all the other digital platforms. We had Mobile Sour, we had other digital people who are exploiting our rights holders' works, and we're able to come together as KAMP, PRISK, and MCSK to be able to administer these works. Also, just to clarify that Section 30A of the Copyright Act actually states that all collections for communication to the public, broadcasting, and making available are supposed to be paid through the collective management organizations on behalf of the producers and the performers. As to how sure we are that there will be no wrangles this time, first time round, I think we would say we were told to come together. We had somebody with a stick, our regulator, saying you have to come together. And as much as we were not ready at that time, we tried, but unfortunately some things came that made us not be able to come together. But now we've actually come together by ourselves. You see, our three chairmen have played a very important role, and I'd like to appreciate you today that we've actually come to this day where we can actually sign and say we are coming together as KAMP, PRISK, and MCSK. And we have come as the three CEOs to be able to say, yes, we are coming together, nobody is forcing us, nobody is putting a stick to our head, and we have decided for the benefit of the industry, for the benefit of the rights holders we represent, that this is the best way forward. On the national music policy, as you're aware, we launched the policy last week with the Cabinet Secretary, where we have various what should I say? There are various provisions for different things, and one of them, of course, is the proposal to have the music board. You know, this is still in the policy level. We still have to have a bill, and we still have to have an act that will be able to have all these things come into place. Of course, we are hoping that we'll have the support from the industry, the rights holders, and the public, and we shall be able to communicate to you when we go through those specific steps and have these things become law, and that's when we'll be able to implement it. So right now, we're still at the policy level, and it still has to go through the process. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, maybe just to go back to a few of the questions maybe which have not been captured by my colleagues. There was a question on, for example, the SCISA. When I explained about the different rights and how we shall work together, I explained on three performances in public places, broadcasting, and the mechanical rights. With regard to SCISA, this is actually an agreement which has already been finalized, and it was simply by doing a joint contract between the three CMOs and Safaricom. And this is how it shall actually work for exploitation with the digital platform, where all three rights have to be cleared by the three societies, and we simply issue one joint contract for whoever it is that is exploiting musical works in the digital platform. Amani asked a question on the immediate benefit to our right holders, and this is quite straightforward. The first benefit is that there will be reduced operational costs, and almost by half, because what previously was happening was that MCSK would go and approach, for example, the Norfolk, use the petrol, use the fuel, use the resources, going to the Norfolk to collect, for example, like a check of Kenya shillings, 1,000 shillings, and spend 200 shillings going to collect it. PRISK-KAMP will do the same procedure, go to Norfolk, spend 200 shillings to collect 1,000 shillings. Meaning, when MCSK gets back to the office, from the 1,000 shillings, they've spent 200 shillings to collect 1,000, they come back with 800 shillings. PRISK-KAMP will do the same thing, come back with 800 shillings, less the 200 shillings for the expenses. What now we shall do is, we shall both approach Norfolk, spend the 200 shillings jointly, so that we collect 2,000 shillings and come back with 1,800 shillings, as opposed to 800, which was 1,600 shillings. That's just a clear indication of how a joint operation saves expenses. The immediate result of that is that the right holders benefit in a distribution which is increased. Why? Because all three CMOs distribute the money based on the surplus principle, meaning after expenditure, the balance is distributed to the right holders. With this joint operation, reduced costs, it simply means the musicians are going to get more money distributed to them. Very simple and very straightforward. The other issue would be, sorry, that covers it. There was an issue on content distribution in the digital platform. Again, because we shall all be working together, representing the different rights, we shall now consolidate our data and have it available through a unified or common database. This basically means it will be very easy to access all the music that the different societies represent from a single source, with all rights cleared immediately and at one point. So this basically will make it easier for clearance of rights and for access of the content that the three CMOs shall be having. And in actual effect, this is what has happened through the SCISA agreement, where the three CMOs avail all their right holders and all their members' works to Safaricom for clearance of the rights and for availability to the general public. A similar agreement has been entered also with the Standard under the Portability Initiative, where again the three CMOs avail of their content and make it available for use through the Portability Initiative. Someone from K24 asked Mobile Sawa, how is it that we'll ensure that the rights are not exploited, that our right holders are not exploited? We have, again, through our joint effort, we have developed a system called Digital Rights Management System, what the system does is that it allows each of our right holders and each of the societies and each of the stakeholders, it allows them access to the music as it's being downloaded from the digital platform. Now, this has never happened before, I think, in the world. I do not know of any other country or any society that allows access into a digital platform so that each right holder, each and every right holder can access and see his or her music being downloaded. This is the effect of a joint partnership. This is the effect of transparency and accountability. And we think this is one of the ways that we shall avoid the all too infamous wrangles that we have previously seen. So that will ensure companies like Mobile Sawa and any other company that is exploiting us in the digital platform, our intention would be to unite all our right holders so that we tell them that if they want their rights to be exploited in the digital platform, it would be better to have it accessed through our digital rights management system so that they can just simply see how the money is being used. Just for information asked, how soon can the artists gain from this partnership? The gains are immediate. We anticipate that probably before the end of this year, we should have a final document and the final tariffs in place. You all have to appreciate that it's not possible for us to have immediate gains with the different sectors that we're collecting from because of the various tariffs and various calendar years that we have been operating under. For example, MCSK's financial year is up to June 30th. KAMP Merger, I believe, is up to December, meaning that some of the licenses their licenses are calendar year based. Ours are periodical and are not based on the calendar year. So our systems have been different. What will happen, therefore, is that we'll have to match and agree which periods to be used in the calendar year or fiscal year, and that will take a bit of time before we can have a final tariff that is issued out. However, that only applies to performances in public places because for issues like broadcasting, mechanical rights, that's the skills agreement and all other blank media, this will be immediate. So to answer the question more directly, there will be immediate gains, for example, through the SKISA agreement. This should start by, I think we're expecting our first check in about a week or two. That will be an immediate gain where the artists will see the benefits of a joint partnership. There will be immediate gains with the blank media levy, and this is because the agreement is already in place. We will see the immediate results of that. There will be delayed gains in performance in public places. The anticipated period should be at the 1st of January 2016. Same with broadcasting. We expect that to be on or about the 1st of January 2015 because, again, we have different agreements with broadcasters. The question from Ellie on the current status of the SKISA agreement. It was rather unfortunate that a few of our right holders did not understand what it is that the three CMOs were trying to do with regard to SKISA. In simple terms, what the three CMOs negotiated was an increased revenue share for our musicians, an increased revenue share. The current scenario is that our musicians benefit from about 15% of the sales from SKISA. However, from this 15%, half of that is, from the 15%, the content service providers, who are known as the PRSPs, retain about 50% of the 15%. In other words, our artists have been earning about 7.5% from the SKISA revenue. Now, out of our joint efforts, we were able to push this revenue so that our right holders would get the entire 15% into their pockets. And that was not all. That was not all. We were able also to increase the 50% share so that by next year, the revenue share will be 17%. So we basically moved the shares that the artists were getting from 7.5%, firstly to 15%, and then to 17%, and the year after to 19%, and in the third year, the artists will be earning 20%, up from 7.5%. This information was not disclosed to some of the members who went to court, and for some, and again we suffer from the disadvantage of our history, where some of the artists thought that we simply want to take this money into our administration expenses or maybe to divide it equally amongst our right holders. That was not the case. We were simply increasing the revenue of our right holders, and this has now been made clear. And some of them are actually now withdrawing from these petitions. The second advantage that we got with the Skiza deal and which is the current scenario is we have now been able to ensure our right holders will earn monthly revenues from Skiza. The previous system was that the artists were being paid on a quarterly system or half-yearly system. In the current scenario, the current status is that on a monthly basis, each and every of our right holders will be earning revenue from Skiza. The third and most important benefit that we have achieved is that from the 1st of July, all transactions at the Skiza, all downloads at the Skiza are going to be accessible to each and every right holder, to each and every stakeholder in the industry through the digital rights management system. It means each and every artist for the first time will be able to see how his music is being downloaded on a real-time basis. This has never happened before, and again, this goes out to a lot of them. A round of applause. You're allowed to clap. For the three CMOs. There was a question, I'm answering the question now, so the label then you can just take it up. The question of the DJ standoff. One thing that we just want to make very clear is this. When we license for music, we are not restricting our license for local music. The licenses we issue are for all music that is played in Kenya. So when the DJs take a position that if the CMOs are going to license us, we will stop playing Kenyan music, this is a misinformed position. Why? The license that you pay for is for playing music, all types of music. And I think it's just lacking in national pride when you even threaten not to play local music because you're simply being charged for it. Why is it that our governments and our corporates say, buy Kenya, build Kenya? Why is it that we have restrictions on import duty and importing products from other countries? Why is it that we have restrictions on work permits in the country? It's simply because you want to build your local industry. Even if it's a matter of not liking the music, even if it's a matter of the music not being available, just the fact that it's Kenyan music, that it's your country, and that you paying for using a product of your country, that alone should form a basis for you or anybody else to just take pride in paying out or taking out the license for the music.
Yes, I.
You can clap at me. We were sharing this on social media. I know the breakfast is still going to be hot by the time I'm done. We were sharing this on social media quite a lot. And one of the issues that we noticed that is totally not appreciated is music is actually one of the greatest forms of cultural expression. Now, many a times you hear people saying that Kenya lacks a cultural identity, and I think this is shameful. A country or a person without an identity or without a culture actually lacks an identity. From where you are, from our culture, from our African culture, we take pride in naming ourselves Okoth, Mukaisi, whenever you hear such names being mentioned, you automatically know that it's Ndambuki is from Kabaland and Okoth is from Nduwalari. We take pride in our culture and from where we come from. Music is one of the greatest forms of expression of culture. This is why we have to take it wholeheartedly. Good quality, bad quality, whatever it is, we still have to take it because this is a form of us expressing our culture and we have to support it. We therefore are asking any DJs who are present, DJ, are you a DJ? You are a radio DJ. Radio DJ, yes. At 1 FM, I know they play a lot of local music. We're saying that we just take pride in our culture and help to promote our culture, good or bad. Kama tunagandia matri, kama this is the that shows we have matri in Kenya and we like matri a lot. And there are many other songs which help to promote our culture. With regard to the DJ standoff, I think we're still standing on that issue, and we are standing firm. We're saying all DJs and not just DJs, anybody who uses music will have to pay for the music. We're very nice people. You can see we have sweat and we always, except you. We're very nice people. We like to negotiate a lot. There are very many people who owe a lot of musicians money, but we always negotiate up to the last step. That's when we actually take action in court, as recently seen. But we shall be sitting the DJs and any other people who exploit music so that we can make sure that they pay for what they pay. The other question was on how we'll ensure that there's more airplay for Kenya. again, the three societies have looked into this, and one of the strategies we have is direct engagement with some of the DJs to just educate them and encourage them to play more local music. And we, on our part, I know at MCSK we've already started doing this, and I'm sure KAMP Merger will maybe join us in this. We focus more in monitoring stations that play more of local music, and this way we ensure that more royalties are paid out to our local musicians, because the launches we are receiving are from the stations that play more of local music in Kenya. And this is through a very good system, which I'm sure we'll work on together. On the issue of local music, I think even that answers the question. Within our focus and within the monitoring systems that we use, we are devolving the services so that we are monitoring more of the machinery stations, the Radio Naloe, Kameme, and all the stations that are playing local music, so that eventually the monetization or the monitoring translates to revenues paid out to the artists, because we pay the money based on the launches that we are obtaining from these radio stations. So there's more emphasis on vernacular radio stations, so that we can ensure that we get paid more money. In case I left anything out, I think Angie and Trey would have been to touch on it.
Thanks very much, Maurice. That's a really good attempt. Maurice has given us a lot of details we needed. There was a question about airplane on radio station percentages. Last time we checked the CFT was 60%. I don't know whether the media is living to that expectation, and the state will make sure it happens is with CFK, but also with you, the musicians or artists or creators of works. We have to work together to ensure we move it from 60. First, to make it work at 60. Is the 60% working or being taken for a ride? Then we have to move it to 80 like in other countries like Nigeria. So it is this unit of purpose is going to help us, and we have to work together. The division among artists is actually which makes some of the things not to happen. They are always making noise, complaining. Somebody asked about cultural music and whether we take care of them. If you record your music, I think it's music, like Maurice has said, all music is taken for. But if you want it also to benefit in terms of royalties, you have to come to us, register with us. Because we will not take care of your interest if you're out there. Thanks very much.
Okay, just to finalize now, because I'm sure we're all hungry, just to affirm and assure everyone that we have the best interests of the rights holders at heart. Our systems, we're going to put systems in place, and by January next year, even members will be able to log in our systems to be able to see not only Skiza in terms of monitoring, but also monitor the other usage from communication to the public to see how much they're getting. So we are moving towards transparency, we're moving towards accountability, and we're moving towards good governance. And we are hoping that everyone will be able to put us to task to be able to prove that we are accountable to what we collect. We are supposed to be distributing the desired amounts. And for this also, I think recently you've also seen for the first time, PRISK has actually received, or rather gotten a medical cover on behalf of the performers in Kenya. So all musicians and all actors are encouraged to come and join, to be able to get a medical cover worth 200,000. We know we're going step by step, which includes a 20,000 maternity for the ladies, and also includes a 50,000 shillings death benefit. So we're trying, as you can see, we're trying to also improve the lives of our rights holders, and I think KAMP have also adopted this, and we're working with MCSK to actually improve this cover, to be able to cover either the family or to be able to increase to outpatient or other benefits to be able to take care of our rights holders. And last but not least, we want to just let everyone know that we have a no cash policy. So any of our agents out there who are asking for cash payments, kindly contact our offices, because we have a no cash policy. and this is to curb all this fraud that is going around. Some of the agents, you know, we might not be able to have control over them, and we're just saying that no cash should exchange from the user to the agent. And we have M-Pesa, we have mobile payments rather, we also have bank payments, and you can also pay by check. So kindly, all users do not pay cash to the agents. Thank you all, and God bless you.
Thank you so much for your indulgence. At this moment, I just want to invite the directors of the various collective management organizations, KAMP, PRISK,